These photos of NingNing have occupied every corner of my mind ever since they were posted. This makeup look is so dreamy and ethereal, I just had to recreate and drop a tutorial for you guys. If you're new, welcome. My name's Lynn. Let's get started. So we're gonna start off with skin prep. I'm gonna use the Haruharu Wonder Barrier Essence. I'll make sure to put all of the makeup details in the description. This is just a very milky essence. I basically use this as a primer most of the time. Then because I have a couple of blemishes on my face, I have a lot of redness, so I'm going to use a green color corrector. This one is from the new Flower Nose Shells Jewel collection they sent over. This also leaves a nice glow to the skin, which is really nice. This is just going to make those trouble spots a lot less bright red and more of like a dull purple color. That's easier to cover up with makeup. Also, let me know what kind of makeup looks I should do next, like more recreations or any specific things. I like making videos that you guys actually want. Now, I'm going to spot conceal. If you don't have any spots to cover up, you could skip over this step. My skin has not been the best lately. Using the Glow Pot Concealer in the shade called Rosy Salmon, and I'm just gonna tap this over my blemishes. This is probably the glowiest foundation I own. This is the one from Patrick Ta. I'm gonna shake mine up a bit just to mix together the formula. I actually did practice this look the other day, so this foundation just makes your skin look so like hydrated. Going back in with the Glow Concealer with the Rosy Salmon shade, and I'm just going to put this underneath my eyes, and I'm gonna add another layer over my blemishes. And then I'm going to blend out the concealer. I'm going in with the light shade now, and I'm just gonna use this to cover up my dark circles. Mine are shaped kind of weird like that, so instead of blending the concealer out fully with this step, I suggest just tapping it in place. After looking through like all of the photos in NingNing, I've realized that this look is more neutral instead of warm, which is great because I don't like using warm tones. So I'm gonna use this Makeup by Mario Skin Enhancer in the shade called Light. It's like a neutral bronzer type of product. I am just going to tap this on the perimeter of my face just to bring in a little bit of dimension. But honestly, just do what fits your face shape the best. I'm also gonna tap the product like right here because I know I'm going to put some blush on right now. I'm going to use this blush from Patrick Ta. This is the shade called She's Blushing. So I'm gonna go in with the powder first. This is a super pigmented blush formula, so just be careful if you end up using this one because it's scary to use sometimes. I'm just gonna tap a little bit on both sides. For nose contour, I'm gonna use the Flower Nose contour palette, and I like using angled brushes like this. I like to start at the brow and sweep down. I go right here, and then I add an extra shadow here. Then I'm going to use a buffer brush. I'm going to go into the brightening shade. I'm going to tap this on the sides, down the center, and on the button. Then I'm using another buffing brush to blend in the sides. Before moving on to eyes, I'm going to add on some setting powder. I'm going to use the one from Kosas. I like this one because, well, yes, it sets your face and kind of mattifies it. It doesn't like completely take away the glow. It just like takes away the oiliness. Moving on to eyes, I'm going to add a little bit of eye primer. This is the one that Kaleidos sent me. I've been using this so much recently. It is so good. Once I'm out, I will be buying it with my own money. Now, if you don't have an eye primer, you can use a stick concealer. I do not recommend using a liquid concealer. I'm gonna go in with this palette from Natasha Denona, and I'm gonna be using this shade. I'm gonna use a fluffy brush, and I'm just gonna tap this very lightly across my entire lid. I think it's a lot easier to blend colors together when there's already a shadow there. I don't know, that's just something I've noticed after doing makeup for so long. Next, I'm mixing together these two shades, and I'm going to blend this on my outer corner, just like that. I'm not going to flick it out too far like I usually do. Just be careful when you're blending, you're not flicking too far this way. You want it to just be on the outer half of your eye. I'm going to use a smaller brush using those two colors, and I'm just going to focus it right here on my inner corner, just like that. This is going to help define the eyes. I know you should have something that looks like this. For this next step, you really want to use a brush that is very thin like this. I'm going to go in with those same two colors, and with these two shades, I'm going to focus that shadow underneath the eye and flick out slightly. I'm going in with the Morphe X Pony palette, and I'm going to use this shade down here. It's like a rosy pink, and I'm just going to tap it right here. Now, this is going to be a little scary at first. It is very dark, but the point is that we're going to put pink shimmer on top of it. So this is just a base for that pink sparkly eyeshadow. For the pink sparkly eyeshadow, I am going to go in with this Dior Backstage palette because this is like the prettiest neutral pink sparkly shade that I have. But I'm just going to focus this over the pink. And guys, let's be real here. This is pretty identical to the shimmer that she has on. Or maybe I'm just gaslighting myself. Anyway, let's move on. I'm gonna use a black eyeshadow to do the eyeliner only because it doesn't really look like a black liquid liner. Just go in with any black eyeshadow you want. I'm gonna start on my outer corner. I'm going to flick up slightly. I don't normally do eyeliner that's angled up, but hers is. And as you get closer to your inner corner, you want the black to be less noticeable. You actually want it to be very close to your lashes because otherwise you're going to end up with way too much black eyeshadow and it's going to mess up the look. I'm warning you now. You're welcome. And for the inner corner, I'm actually going to layer a little bit of dark brown eyeshadow. I'm going to use a little bit of this dark brown eyeshadow now, and I'm going to blend a little bit of this shade above the eyeliner in circular motions. Go back in with the lighter brown color and soften the edges a bit. With whatever is left on the brush, just add a little bit of that shadow underneath the eye. Use your finger to blend it in. I'm going to use the Shiseido eyelash curler and the Romand mascara. For lashes, I'm going to use these double tower lashes that Ninetynine Dream sent over. These are perfect for that spiky eyelash look. I use 4 clusters, even though it kind of recommends to do 3. I use 4 because that's what fits my eye. Here is an up close of what each cluster kind of looks like. To apply individual lashes, I like putting clear lash glue on the back of my hand. I recommend the green duo one. Dip the band into the glue, and I like starting on my outer corner. I feel like the lashes, especially the bottom lashes, are probably the most important part of this look. For the inner corner, I take one of the clusters and I cut it in half because it doesn't fit my eye shape if I don't do this step. So I just glue them on individually. Make sure that you pinch your natural lashes to the falsies. Okay, so here's what the lashes end up looking like. For bottom lashes, I'm going to use the ones that Lash Formula sent me because I feel like they're pretty identical, don't you think? I'm going to go in with the bottom row first just because they're slightly longer and that'll be better for the outer corner. And I'm going to stick it right here. You kind of want there to be a gap between your waterline and the lash that you just put down. Then you're going to add one more of that length right next to it. And then you're going to do 2 of the smaller ones. And last one. Anyway, you should end up with something that looks like that. But guys, look at the difference between both eyes right now. Now we have to go back to base makeup because guess what? We're still not done. So going back in with the Patrick Ta blush, if I can open it. And now we're going to use the cream because we want the blush to be very glowy. So I'm just going to tap this on top, just like this. For the nose, I noticed that there's like a little bit of like a bronzy type of color of a blush on her nose here and here. This is the one from Colourpop. It's the shade called Kiss and Tell. I tap a little bit of this color on my nose there. I'm gonna hold the brush like this and tap a little bit here. Going back in with the Dior palette, I'm gonna first go in with the gold shade and I'm gonna apply that to the button of my nose. Also a bit here, but I'm not going all the way down. I'm just focusing it here. For my inner corner, I'm going in with this shade and I'm just focusing it here. I really want to bring back that dewiness to the skin, so I'm gonna go in with the Patrick Ta Dewy Milk Mist. Okay, I'm gonna use one of these highlighter stick things. This one is like a peachy gold color. Just gonna put it on the back of my hand first, and I'm gonna pick it up with my finger. So I'm tapping a little bit over the blush, but also a little bit above the blush. Going to tap a little here as well. Moving on to lips, I'm gonna tap a little bit of my foundation over, only because my lips are very like red, pink, like it's a little too much. So I'm gonna use a lip liner that is like a pinky neutral color. This is from Rim Beauty, and it's in the shade called Top Line. For the actual lip color, I'm gonna go in with this Fenty Beauty Gloss Sticks. This is the shade called Blaze Donut. I feel like this is really close to the color that she has on. Even though this is like a glossier formula, I'm still going to add a couple of glosses on top. Oh my gosh, this one leaks so much. I got this in my last YesStyle haul. I'm sorry, let me just rant. This is from Amuse. One, this is supposed to be lip plumper. It doesn't even plump your lips. It's a really pretty gloss, so I am going to use it today, but it leaks so badly. It's so annoying. But I'm going to put this on the back of my hand, and I'm going to mix a little bit of this light brown liquid lip balm. And the reason that I'm mixing them together is because I can. I'm just going to put this over the lip colors. Okay guys, and this is the completed look, but I hope this tutorial was helpful. Please let me know if there's any looks you would like tutorials for. Feel free to DM me over on Instagram. Anyway, I will see you guys in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.